Hello class! Today, we are going to dive into the fascinating world of chemistry and explore the concept of mass conservation in chemical reactions. Have you ever wondered how atoms rearrange themselves during a chemical reaction? Well, today, we are going to find out. Let's start by understanding what mass conservation means. Mass conservation is the principle that states that mass is neither created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. This means that the total mass of the reactants must be equal to the total mass of the products. In other words, atoms cannot just disappear or appear out of thin air during a chemical reaction. Now let's take a closer look at how mass conservation is related to the rearrangement of atoms using chemical equations. Chemical equations are like recipes that show us how reactants are transformed into products during a chemical reaction. Each element is represented by a chemical symbol, and the number of atoms of each element is shown as a subscript. For example, let's look at the chemical equation for photosynthesis, which is the process by which plants convert sunlight into energy. The equation for photosynthesis is 6CO2 plus 6H2O produces C6H12O6 plus 6O2. In this equation, carbon dioxide, CO2, and water, H2O, are the reactants, while glucose, C6H12O6, and oxygen, O2, are the products. Now let's analyze this equation to see how mass is conserved. The total mass of the reactants, which are 6CO2 plus 6H2O, must be equal to the total mass of the products, which are C6H12O6 plus 6O2. This means that the atoms of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen are rearranged during photosynthesis, but the total mass remains the same. This concept of mass conservation is a fundamental principle in chemistry, and is essential for understanding how matter behaves in the natural world. By studying chemical reactions and balancing equations, we can see how atoms are rearranged to form new substances without losing or gaining mass. In addition to mass conservation, there are also cross-cutting concepts that are important to consider when studying chemical reactions. One of these cross-cutting concepts is the idea of patterns. Patterns in chemical reactions can help us predict how atoms will rearrange themselves and what products will be formed. Another cross-cutting concept is the idea of cause and effect. In chemical reactions, there is always a cause, which is the reactants, that leads to an effect, which is the products. By understanding the cause and effect relationships in chemical reactions, we can better predict and explain the outcomes of these reactions. As we continue to explore the world of chemistry, it is important to remember the principles of mass conservation and how they relate to the rearrangement of atoms in chemical reactions. By studying chemical equations and understanding the patterns and cause and effect relationships in reactions, we can unlock the mysteries of the natural world and better appreciate the beauty of chemistry. I hope you enjoyed learning about mass conservation in chemical reactions today. Remember to keep exploring and asking questions, as there is always more to discover in the world of science. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson. If you have any questions or would like to discuss any topics further, feel free to ask. Chemistry can be a complex subject, but with curiosity and dedication, you can uncover the secrets of the natural world. Keep exploring and never stop learning. See you next time.